One of the problems with dealing with large classes is that students fade in and out of their ability to maintain attention. Some people have suggested that this cycle of fading in and out follows about a 20-minute cycle, and this is referred to as the rule of the 20s. So what I try to do is approximately every 20 minutes do something to break up the class. There are a couple of ways in which you can accomplish this. One is to use in-class video demonstrations. So these typically are short sorts of demonstrations, typically between 4 and 5 minutes of some topic that's currently of interest to the class. So for example, I might do a topic on the perception of color and have a video clip that describes someone who's suffering from color blindness and shows how their visual world looks relative to the rest of our visual worlds. Usually these video clips that I show are between 4 and 5 minutes in length. My preference is to make these sort of dynamic overheads rather than something that replaces the content of the lectures. Something that's going to get the students interested in the topic rather than just a replacement for me talking in front of them. Another example of a method that I use to overcome the rule of the 20s is the use of in-class demonstrations. These demonstrations are related to the topic at hand again, and they often are things that create not only an interest in the topic itself, but generate a way in which students become much more interested in the topic itself. A really great example of this is in the section where I'm talking about the perception of emotions, how we perceive our emotions and other people's emotions. I do a demonstration that shows the role of the emotional expressions of our own faces in terms of the recognition of these particular emotional responses. And so what I do is I get the students to pose emotional expressions by telling them which muscles need to be activated to create which types of emotional expressions. So, for instance, I might tell them, okay, move the edges of your lips down, increase your eyebrows in such a way that the center of the eyebrow is pushed up relative to the outside of the eyebrow, and lower your lower eyelid. So something along those lines, which generates this impression that you're feeling sad at that point. Now, of course, anytime you do something like that in a class of this nature, they don't feel particularly sad because they're laughing hilariously at their own self-presentation. But the idea is to convey how we present our emotional expressions through the use of different muscle activity and how we might read that emotional expressions from that muscle activity.